Nano Coil, guys. Look how puny that coil is. And that's a huge cotton cloud on there. It's the cotton wick is not wicked in the middle of that coil because it was just too tiny. But look how tiny that coil is, running on a mech mod. I came across this build because I wanted to use a single coil setup with my Omega, which had a dual coil, 3 wraps of 28 gauge twisted Canthal, and it had 0.3 ohms, but it was just too hot to vape, and it wasn't flavorful enough. It did produce a crazy amount of vapor, but it just didn't get that taste. And I ended up keeping that coil. Like, I just didn't want to get rid of it because it was such a low ohm, such a huge vapor production that I never got rid of that coil for almost 3 months. And I just been changing out the wick on that. But I finally got around to changing out the coil. I tried 4 wraps of 28 gauge Canthal on a single coil, and it just wasn't producing. And these air holes are gigantic on the Omega, and they're adjustable, so you can make them smaller. But I wanted to go single coil with a single air hole, and then try to match the coil around that. And I finally, after tinkering many different coils, I say about 5 to 6, I finally came up with this. Well, I didn't come up with it, but I finally built this Nano Coil. It's 6 wraps on the smallest screwdriver I have, so basically it's like 6 wraps on a needle. And see how puny that coil is compared to everything else on a huge cotton cloud. And I will show you its performance. This is what I was actually amazed when I first vaped this, because there was no way this little thing could produce so much freaking vapor. And just showing you here, I mean, wow, you can see that I'm barely touching it. Look how much vapor is just pouring out of that. Let me show you if I can see that tiny little coil right there. That's immense. So I'll go put it in the single coil, not blocked, full big hole. This is a gigantic hole. It's an immense amount of smoke. It's comparable to my dual coil 0.3 ohm setup, yet I get almost 10 times the flavor. And this is running 0.4 ohms last time I checked it. But it's just so much vapor, and the taste is there, and I have to share this coil with you guys. 6 wraps on a tiny jewelry set screwdriver. I mean, these, I've seen a lot of people have them. One of these sets. So the smallest screwdriver, the one all the way over here, I wrapped it around that. It says 1 and 32 inch, so 1 and 30 seconds, or 130 seconds, yeah. So that's freaking puny. This is, you're talking about needle size screwdriver. So I've tried the super nano coil, and that just wasn't my cup of tea. But this coil, man, it's definitely worth it. And what's surprising is you would think with so much wick it wouldn't dry evenly, but it's actually drying very evenly. And let's just say, let's put it on the 2 holes. So this is some ridiculous amount of airflow. This is basically like breathing through a snorkel. And it's still an immense amount of vapor. And I have the window open, I have the fan blowing out, and even then it's just producing so much vapor that the fan can't take it out in time. So now the wick's starting to get a little dry. But this is just amazing. The flavor is amazing. The vapor production is amazing. I found my new coil. my new favorite coil. So I just wanted to share with you guys. If you have any questions about this coil, go ahead and PM me or leave a comment. I'll try to get back to you guys. But this is right now my current setup. Thanks for watching, guys.